creators, streamers, earning respect. Discord, open join the crew. A community built by me and you.
D&L Gaming and everything between. Where the pixels shine and the stories gleam. From the stream to the chat, we build this team. D&L Gaming is more than a dream. Talking updating, it's more than a dream.
Talking updates and the games we love. Rolling the dice or pushing above. News on the block or old school lore. There's always room for gamers and more. It's not follow for follow, it's a place to connect. Creators, streamers, earning respect. Discord open, join the crew. A community built by me and you.
D&L Gaming and everything between. Where the pixels shine and the stories gleam. From the stream to the chat, we build.
Hey, how goes? Welcome back to D&L Gaming and everything in between. I'm the Looker 204, and here with me, my co-host, Dingiestscroll. Tonight, we're tackling a topic that every creator and gamer needs to master: the networking. Whether you're trying to build a strong community, teaming up with other creators, or just trying to make meaningful corrections, networking can help you take things to the next level. Dingy, how big of a role would you say networking has played in your journey so far?
I'd say pretty big. I got you to do it all, and it's just along for the ride.
My man.
I'm the face, and he does all the back work.
That's fair. I appreciate the shout out on that. No. Just a little bit of a plug here, guys. Just a quick reminder, you can catch all the D&L Gaming and everything in between on YouTube, Spotify. Whether you're watching or listening, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends. It helps support us grow and keeps our conversation going. Here's what we got planned for tonight so far. We're diving into the power of raiding, starting or joining communities, collaborations, using social media effectively, showing support, finding mentors, and even what to avoid when networking. It's going to be an episode packed with tips, tricks, stories, and ideas that help you grow. Dingy,
Okay.
let's start with raiding. How would you explain raiding to someone who's just beginning streaming?
Rating is a very useful tool. It allows you to bring your community to new communities, and then that way, um, it kind of shows people that you stream. It shows what you kind of stream, and that typically you'd raid mind-liked people. So like, I'm not going to go raid what's it called, somebody that's sitting there talking about politics, because I don't really do that. I'm going to find somebody that's doing FPS. I'm going to sit there in the stream for a few minutes before I take the raid to kind of see their energy and how they deal with chat, how they deal with people coming in. Then that way I kind of know what I'm sending my people off to.
Okay, so you think it's important to they kind of validate the community you're trying to send your stream to?
Yeah.
Okay, so that totally makes sense. Why do you think networking is such a powerful way to powerful tool to grow?
It's one of those that you're going to find like-minded people, right? And in that odds, they're more than likely to come around and not just be a follow number.
Agreed.
It's one of those that once you're live, they might come around and see how you're doing, what you're playing, how your energy is, and if they enjoy it, they'll come back around again.
That's very fair. Do
How
you
about yourself?
I think it's one of those things where it brings goodwill. It helps your community discover new creators that are similar to you. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, some may say. I also think it's a good practice to get into, because how good does it feel for someone like us when we get a rater of 3 or 5 or 10 or whatever the number is? It makes us
Yeah.
feel good that someone out there trusts their community with us, and we should ensure that goes with other people.
Okay, yeah. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Have you had
And it doesn't really matter the size, I personally feel.
oh, agreed 100%. Have you ever been part of a huge raid, whether you were on the raiding side or been on the raid E side?
No.
No?
Uh, the biggest raid I've ever sent out was like 5, but my average views isn't that high. So me sending out 5 was pretty big.
Okay, that makes
Um,
sense.
and I think the most I've been rated with was around that 5 number 2. So to me, that's huge. But to somebody say that's a full-time partner streamer, a 5 isn't pennies to them, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it kind of all comes down to the where you stand on the question of big. Even though
Okay.
rate of 1 I find is pretty big because once again they're sharing their community with me. How about yourself?
I've been on the I've been in on the raid, like watching a streamer and they raided out, and I just saw the impact of what it had. And I've been in a previous guest of ours, the Sweaty Orangutan, where he got like a 60 bomb raid, and literally he was flabbergasted. Oh my, like it. I bet you it made his day, week, maybe even month. Hey, how's it going, Hellish? So when we raid out and take note to raid out, I think it's one of those things where you get to just simply put make someone's day, right? I think
Oh yeah, 100%.
right. Um, yeah. So like when I raid out, I like to lurk around a little bit, get to know the person I'm streaming with, and the amount of people that are part of my community that I've literally met through raiding. Sweaty was a raid. The Mob and Mafia was a raid. Hellish Pharaoh was a raid. We have been part of, whether we're giving or receiving, into a lot of raids that really linked us with people that were great people that we now watch regularly, support, that support us, and things of that nature. So I think it's just an example of how powerful that tool could be if it's utilized properly.
Oh, 100%, right? Like it it's a powerful key that a lot of streamers don't utilize.
A hundred
Or
percent.
probably don't know is even there if you're small enough as a creator just starting out, or if you've never been a part of one. Great, and that's fine.
Yeah. Not only is it for you to network, but it's also for the other, as well as you and your communities. 100%. I agree with that.
To join a
Uh,
community, it's a little easier. You're joining somebody that already has um, put in the time, put in the effort, and taken that struggle to collect people, like-minded people that will help and support each other. So joining a community is real easy, but it's real beneficial to everybody, right? You
yeah,
can't have a
totally. A hundred
community
percent.
if it's just 1 or 2 people. And then I find you get out of it what you put into it.
Agreed. Yeah, that's very fair. Um, so I found that I joined a lot of communities when I first started streaming and stuff like that, and I was overwhelmed with it as a whole. Because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know, like, there's so many people chatting, links everywhere and all that kind of stuff like that. But that was due to the fact that I didn't know,
Yeah.
right? Um, when it came down to getting to actually taking the time to meet people and mingle and hey, how's it going, stuff like that, watching a few streams and seeing how it went, I started to meet key people. And not to sound like the new guy, but I literally like, hey man, like, what is this all about? You're Dingy. You and I had this conversation off screen. Like, what's up with Discord? Like,
Yeah.
why would we be so focused on Discord? And it's literally just dialed in so that creators can mingle with like-minded people. Um,
Yeah, and I find Discord mainly is very big with like the gaming industry. Uh, they are obviously breaking up into different parts of the industries of
yeah,
streaming and whatnot. Hell, just even friends want to be in the same server so that they can talk to each other because there's no long distance fees,
yeah,
right? But I find for sure Discord kind of came around for gamers, made by gamers for gamers. So
awesome.
a lot of people that know about Discord are kind of like me and you, gamers that want to talk to each other, that want to keep in touch with each other.
Yeah, just to catch up
Where-
with chat quickly, Mr. Mobbin from the Mobbin Mafia, he says, I made it. Thank you very much for making it. And then Sweaty says, you made it to Twitch. I appreciate you being in the in the TikTok and in the Twitch. It's your orangutan in the house. And he says, Discord is key for sure, but just like everything else, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread out the dozen of eggs evenly.
100%.
Yeah.
I think you missed some way up there.
No, we commented on Hellish Fair. No, that part there when you were just like, I don't know what you were doing there, but yeah. So like now that I understand Discord better, I find it is a great tool that's really geared towards gamers and stuff like that. But as you know, the D&L community has also like a big branch on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Which is another type of community where people could post their links, clips, stuff like that, just to get more recognition from it. Yeah, right there. There's the Facebook link and the Discord link if anybody's interested. Just for like as Sweaty said, just for more places to post your socials and stuff like that. Like the more places you could get out there and meet people, and it's not just a matter of only dumping your links and running, right?
And that's what a lot of people do.
But you don't like if everybody just dumps and runs, there's no one around to enjoy your stream.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's why I didn't say everybody, but a lot of people that aren't trying to be part of the community. They're just there to use it as a dump and go.
Yeah.
And I'm in quite a few Discords where that's all it is. Like the Discord's completely dead minus their going live link, and then that's just bumping.
Yeah. Yeah, Sweaty says, I'm a mod in both. If anyone needs help with anything, please reach out. I love teaching. We all do. Yeah, we all do. That's a fact. Ask questions to both of us on Discord or Facebook. Would love to help. And see, like, Sweaty's one of our leaders in the D&L community. And just like Dingy and I, we all bring something a little more unique to the table. And that's kind of why we make such a great team. And that's why I think all of us are growing and becoming more fulfilled with streaming and stuff like that, just because like we all started networking and collaborating and working together to build something that's bigger than us, but that we're a part of at the same time. And I recommend to anybody that would be a great way to start, right? Like if you want to talk about Facebook marketing, I think I'm your guy. Like I really have a good understanding on how SEO marketing and Facebook works, and I kind of tackle more of the Facebook related marketing and growth and stuff like that. But when it comes to the Discord, I don't know. Dingy's kind of the man. He knows a lot more than both Sweaty and I. And then Sweaty kind of has a good take on both items and stuff like that. So between the three of us, if I don't have an answer, my bro does. If he doesn't have an answer, his bro does, and etc. etc.
And we're all really resourceful, where if you ask any one of us how to do something, one of the three of us will figure it out and get back to you on how to do it and the easiest way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's like there's 100 different ways to skin a cat, but there's better ways and more efficient ways to do that. And exactly, that's another form of networking too. How would you make the most of being part of someone's community, Dingy, without coming across as self-serving per se?
Conversation. And not just like, hey, good morning, and then never reply again. Right? Pick a time, any time throughout the day, and have a conversation with people in the Discord, the Facebook. And then obviously if you can't stick around for long, like obviously people do have lives and everybody understands that.
Yeah.
But like if you're just popping in every day to be like, oh, good morning, then not a single word again.
Yeah.
That kind of feels like it's a fake chat, right?
Go
ahead.
I think just to kind of continue on with what you're saying, it's about engaging authentically. Get to know people. Put yourself out there. We as streamers and content creators, we are literally putting ourselves out into the world for everybody to see. Like you can literally see behind me. That's my kid's artwork behind me. I'm a father. I'm a father of children and stuff like that. Like I'm blue collar. Um, it's just who I am. So when I put myself out there for the world to see and stuff like that, I don't want to pretend like I'm a businessman because I'd be a phony. You want to be authentic, and actually give a shit about the people in your community to grow with and stuff like that. Like, hi, my name is the Looker 204. If you have any questions, I'd love to help. If you just want to shoot the crap about a game we both have in common, that's awesome. But like, it's amazing on how like there's certain things that say Dingy, you and someone else have a lot in common, and then there's things that you and I have in common, and then there's things that Sweaty and I have in common. Sweaty made a video the other day of him stuttering, and I was like, I could relate to that because sometimes when I'm excited, I stutter, and it's one of those things where it's like literally like you kind of want to give your brain a slap to be like, spit it out there, boy, today, Junior. Yeah, the podcast is earlier than usual. Typically we podcast at 8:30 till 10, but 8:30 is 10:30 for Dingy. So we've made the executive decision to move it a little bit earlier so it doesn't have to go until like 2 in the morning for him on the episodes that run a little bit later.
Give a little bit more leeway on my side
Yeah.
because like weekends I have a hard time falling asleep on Sunday. So I'm not getting the best sleep Sunday night. And then we do the podcast so late Monday my time that 2 nights in a row I'm not falling asleep till 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Waking up at 6 really sucks.
So that kind of leads me into the next segue. Do you think it's better to start or well we're sorry to continue the segue? What are some of the benefits of joining a community versus starting your own community? I know Sweaty touched on it a little bit in the chat, but I just want to know what your thoughts are.
Uh, Starting a community is one of those that it's very hard to get going, but once it gets going and it kind of has its own feet, it's like-minded people like you. It sorry, I had a brain fart there.
No worries.
It it's people like you that see or stream the same things, have the same, in a sense, mentality as you, have the same kind of humor as you. So it's
Yeah.
easy to get along with them, right? Where when you're joining somebody's community, no matter what size it is, you have to kind of fit in with them, right? Or you're finding people that you groove with.
Yeah. So
I would say starting a community versus joining one. Joining one's a lot easier but harder to get into because
yeah.
like you're random coming in. Starting one, you're starting basically by yourself, or like me and you did with D&L, just the two of us, and then build up from there.
Yeah, a hundred
What about
percent.
yourself?
So I think the benefits of joining a community is often, especially when you're a new streamer, like if you're streaming to 100 people per episode, we're having a different conversation. But most people, you're starting off with streaming to friends, family, co-workers, stuff like that. So when you join a Discord community or a Facebook community, and not a follow for follow, because I'm 100% against all that stuff like that. When you join something, you have a lot of people that could teach you the ropes per se. You could ask questions, you could look for guidance and stuff like that. Where and then you're kind of in there. If there's 1,000 people already in that community, you're going into something with 1,000 people in that are like-minded. Even on the barest of levels, they're streamers as well. Where if you were going to start your own community, you are the support. You are doing everything 100% on your own. You literally start from nothing. But the caveat is, you get to control the rules and regulations. You get to control the energy of the group. Like D&L Gaming, we are all about supporting each other growth, helping each other out. We are not a follow for follow. We believe in trying to make genuine connections with people, and we encourage people in our community to make connections with other people in the community. You don't have to come to all my streams if you prefer, say, Hellish. You think that guy's a cool guy, plays cool games? I encourage you to enjoy his streams, right? You don't have to watch everybody and do everything, but what you should do is you should try to make an effort to be part of the community, right?
100%.
So the pros and cons is when you're starting a community, you get control of everything that happens. You are the man, but you have to do everything yourself. Like, and it's an absolute boatload of work. Like, I've put in a silly amount of work into the D&L umbrella, and it's not mine. I am the looker, as you can see above my name, I am the looker 204. You are the Dingiestscroll. I'm pointing the wrong way. And the D&L Gaming and everything in between is the umbrella that's bigger than us. Right?
Yeah.
So, which is good because, like, say, like Sweaty and the Faceless One, and there's a few other people that are mods and like members, leaders in our community. And it's not my way. Like, I don't believe in like, oh, it has to be my way. I have a community, and we actually have a room where we meet up, and if one of us has an idea, we table that idea because we believe in an actual community where we all have a voice. Now, there's certain fundamentals in Dingy. You're the guy that's usually big on the rules. We do not follow for follow. You will.
That's one that I straight up said no.
Yeah, and you will die on that sword. Like, that is something that the D&L community does not believe in. It's pretend numbers. It's pretend fluff, right?
Yeah, in a sense, you're just fluffing your numbers for appearance.
Yeah, 100% sure. It's like wearing platform shoes. You look taller, but you're not, right? So
yeah,
segment 3 is all about collaborations and partnerships. Right? You and I started off as well, you started off streaming, I started off streaming, and then we really early on we came together and we just started collaborating on almost all of our stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, not too often do we really stream alone anymore.
Yeah.
We're always kind of, and not only that, like, we always game together, so it makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like, we're always kind of gaming, streaming, or just talking shit to each other on the phone.
Yeah, agreed. But I think like with comes collaborations, like you and I, well, that was weird. We had a green flash across the screen. We are family and we are best friends, right? So we have that natural connection to want to just be around each other, even though we're provinces apart. My province is way colder. Just a fun little side note. It is minus 47 with the wind chill right now where I live.
That is gross.
Minus 47. That's like minus 52 Fahrenheit. It is silly cold here. So dress warm, guys.
Is it colder than the Antarctica?
It's about as cold as Antarctica right now. And I believe we're one of the coldest places on Earth at the moment. Yay. Yeah. And I'm a blue. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, did you know Canada as a whole is the coldest country in the world?
I believe that. And
statistically speaking, yeah, it is the coldest country.
And I believe Winnipeg, where I'm from, Manitoba, is the coldest province in Canada.
Probably.
Let's sigh. And I've chosen a profession working outdoors. Yay me.
Well, I also found Winnipeg funny. Complete side note, because like in the wintertime,
yeah,
it can get like cold as shit. But then in the summertime, you have the complete opposite, where it's like plus 50 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, like, we get like plus 30, plus 40 in the summertime too. Yeah. Like, we're extremes. Yeah, so the power of collaboration, like hypothetically, when we did the podcast, Winnipeg is the coldest city, Manitoba is the coldest province. Wow. Thank you, Iona, for that. And geez, I thought it was 5 degrees Fahrenheit was horrible today. Yeah, minus 47 Celsius, which is like 52 Fahrenheit or something like that. Yeah, so when
it's minus 1.6 degrees Celsius and it's snowing.
Get it out of here. Get out of here. So when we collaborate and we have 2 streams, just like how both Dingy and I, our stream is all together right now, our chat is all together right now, we also share each other's numbers. Yeah, she's in Jinx in Texas, so that's a little different. Right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, that's very different actually. She's in a desert in the south.
Yeah.
But you share each other's numbers and you share each other's communities as well. So if we find someone that's, hey, we should all co-stream, play a game together, it'll be a good time and stuff like that. You're literally introducing your community to them, their community to you, and someone in Jinx's community might be like, oh, the Looker's actually a cool guy. I'm gonna check out his stream. See what
Yeah.
we did there? And that's without the follow for follow. That's organically placing
Growing.
yourself in a place where you could grow well, quickly, nicely.
Yeah.
Do you Dingy, do you have a favorite type of co-stream? Like, or do you like co-streams or guest appearances or yeah, Dingy, just sort of interrupt. Jink, that's actually how I found you.
Is
Right?
it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just from rating Sweaty is how we kind of came across each other.
Yeah.
But I guess same idea.
I found Sweaty from Mini and then found you guys from Sweaty.
Okay.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry that you're stuck with us now, Jink. My
Yeah.
apologies.
We ain't going nowhere and you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
That that's
I
a
forgot what the question was.
do you have a favorite type of collaborations? Like a partnership, co-streams, or guest appearances?
I enjoy the D&L gaming, like personally for me, I like the Call of Duty, the FPS, the high pace, sweaty games.
That
Uh
that doesn't answer the question though.
yeah, I just said the D&L when we're streaming as a group, like how we did last Friday with the boys.
Oh, yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah, I highly enjoyed that, right?
Yeah.
We have the gentle banter and
So
yeah, I highly enjoyed that.
when we have multiple streamers all agreeing to like we're gonna play this game together and we're going
Yeah.
to and collaborate in that light.
Yeah.
See,
That was my favorite collab so far.
me
What about
personally,
you?
I didn't like the Call of Duty aspect. I love the social aspect. Like I didn't join on Friday to play Call of Duty. It's not my favorite game. You know that about me. But I love the shit talking. I like the roasting. I like the camaraderie of playing with the boys per se or the group of people. And it was like an open invite. Anybody in our Discord could come in. They could join up, team up, whatever like that. If we had too many people, we're playing this match. If we don't have enough people, we're playing this match. And it was just an all around really good time.
So Jinx said no. A la Rocha, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know if
Roshesh?
you do, Looker.
I love Roshesh?
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
Nope.
Okay. So she said, no, you're stuck with me. Maybe you guys should consider fast food simulator. Isn't that what you were playing earlier?
Me?
Trying to figure out. Yeah.
It was the Grocery Mart simulator, but yes,
Okay.
Jake absolutely loved it. And then Iona says, definitely have grown my community through joining other communities and meeting like-minded people. Exactly. Rashash, the character from Watchmen that beats up their entire prison. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the dude that wears the mask with the fuck the ink box that move. I can't remember the actual name for it.
So, Dingy, if you were
Yes.
to look into meeting other creators for collabs or something like that, how would you go about that?
I would personally reach out to them, like obviously be a part of their community, their streams first, but then go out and message them about it, right? Ask them how they think about it, and like when would be a good time, what would be the do's and don'ts,
Yeah,
because having a ground set of rules, no matter
Rorschach.
what kind of
Yeah,
collab you're doing, is major, right? You don't want to upset somebody else that you're doing it with.
do you think it's
Or,
Go ahead.
yeah, you just don't want to upset somebody that you're trying to connect with
Yeah.
just for a 10-second chuckle.
Do you think it's like good advice to be respectful, professional, and upfront with what your goals are?
Oh, 100%. And be genuine to who you are.
Yeah, because like we also like as streamers when reaching out to people to do collabs and meet and greet and stuff like that, we have to remember there's a million hackers and scammers and fakers and people that are trying to sell you, oh, I'll do your overlays and all this kind of stuff like that are also reaching out to these content creators as well. So
Oh,
to
100%.
so just to blindly drop in, hey, I want to do a collab, and you kind of like you're aggressive and pushing stuff like that. I know me personally, I just hit the block button, delete, block.
Yeah.
On now, if someone's like, hey, Hey, the looker. I've been watching your streams and your podcasts. You seem like you're a cool guy. I'd like to do a collab. Like Jonesy is one of those guys. Jonesy 316, where literally in his stream we were chit chatting about podcasts and stuff like that. He does a podcast as well, and we're like, oh man, like I was curious on how he structured his podcast and stuff like that. Just knowing that we do it, how does he do it? So we were literally just shooting the shit, talking about um how we do podcasts, and it was super awesome how um uh sorry it was super awesome how we were able to connect on that topic. And then I literally like, hey bro, I don't want to like interrupt your stream with my thought process. Could I reach out to you after your stream and could we talk about this? And since then, he's become a member of the D&L community. He's going to be a future guest of ours on the D&L podcast as someone that hosts his own podcast. I found that pretty cool. Just saying. Love and support each other, brother. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Right. So that's just an example on how like I tried to do it as natural and organically as I possibly can, and I've been pretty lucky for that. But at the same time, I reach out to a lot of people about like joining the Facebook group, joining Discord, about just different things that I'm doing. Like I literally do a lot of marketing for the podcast and stuff like that.
Oh
And
yeah, you do.
so that's why like I believe like collaborations and partnerships really matter. It's because how we build and get to know each other and stuff like that. What's the best collaboration you've ever seen or been a part of, Dingy?
The DNL one. Uh, it's my favorite and the best one I've been a part of.
Oh, nice plug there.
And seen. I typically find when these big, uh, when these big streamers do it, it almost kind of feels like a ploy. Honestly, a money grab.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel genuine. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I would still stick with the D&L Gaming personally. What about yourself?
Um, Shaky that chicken butt. That's very distracting, Dingy. Um, I my favorite collab has been actually in the podcast. Uh, with how we've had different streamers and different content creators come on and actually like have a conversation with these people to get to know them, to show them to our community. Like after when Sweaty was on, we had the conversation. He's like, oh man, I think I got like a half dozen followers out of the podcast. But then after the podcast, I was in his stream checking them all, just watching. I was like writing a script for a future podcast and stuff like that. And I saw people that were in my community or our community in his community, right? And they were like interacting and stuff like that. I was like, oh my God, that literally is what it's all about. I enjoy hearing different point of views during your podcast. Well, thank you, friend. That's awesome. And then JT Cross
Yeah.
says, now do the chicken shake and bake dance. Dingy, that's you.
Yeah.
I don't shake and bake. I don't do chicken either, but that's a whole nother conversation. Has anybody in chat ever had any collaborations or seen or heard of any collaborations that they would like to point out or anything like that?
Sweaty finally got, or Sweaty got so many views yesterday while we played No Man's Sky. Worth finally getting him to play the game. How's he enjoyed it? I know you love it, Jink. I know I popped in. He said that he was highly enjoying it, and I seen he streamed it a few times now.
Yeah.
He must be enjoying it a bit. JT Cross said, "You are shake and bake chicken ding. You get the chicken high, a shot of whiskey, then dance with it." Okay.
Okay. And then we got a couple more chats there, Dingy.
Hella said, "I had my first one the other day, thanks to your suggestion on having one with who I was playing Diablo with." How was that, Hellish?
Ooh, you stole the words right out of my mouth, Dingy.
Like to know more about that one.
Yeah,
How did it go?
Can I
What
ask?
was the up and downs
Yeah,
of your?
go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Dingy. I was just gonna ask, was that your stream that I was watching where you were playing with? I think his name was Bean with 3 N's, 2 N's, 3 N's. Hey, thank you for following. Crazy Gaming Dad 2. I hope you enjoy your time here. Yeah, that was. And how'd you feel about that? If you don't mind me asking, Hellish, like, do you think it was an overall good experience, or was it hard to set up or anything like that? Um, so well, yeah, we'll kind of keep moving
Jake also
forward.
said he's playing it again tomorrow on stream. I think he wants to do it the last holiday replay expedition too. Okay.
It was great but confusing for my first one. Didn't know what I was doing, but it was really easy. He told me how to do it and set it up. That's awesome. And just, did you have a good stream? Was it a good game? Also, we've been talking about it on his Discord all day. Nerds,
Nice.
nerds,
Nerd.
a
Now
bunch.
to get the looker to try it,
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a harder sell.
a bunch of gamers calling each other gamers nerds. I'm literally drinking out of my favorite. Oh, it's a little bit glossy. Can I tip it without spilling? Captain Phasma. Having some steep tea.
Hella said, yeah, it was a great game. One of the best I've had so far.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear. What was your guys'
Sure.
target audience? Is it other streamers, video game enjoyers, or something else? Shorty, take a guess. Take a guess, and then Dingy and I will each answer that. Yeah, and then JT Cross says maybe I should try it instead of Dead by Daylight all the time. Need some variety in my life. Uh, my advice to you, JT Cross, because I've watched tons of your streams and stuff like that. If you like the game, keep playing it. Streaming is 100% about grinding and networking and meeting people. And we all have to keep in mind that sometimes you meet people and they're not right for you,
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
right? Dingy and I are just very, very lucky that we get along on a moral level. Like, we have the same beliefs and morals. Almost. We got one thing that's major different between us.
I'd say more than one.
On the morals topic, no, just one.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Right?
never mind.
We have very similar gaming tastes. We have a very dark sense of humor together. And then we're also family on top of that. So it's like we're lucky we have each other when it comes to this stuff. Where if you don't, you have to kind of build and grind. And when people are good to you and bring you good energy, you really have to embrace that good energy and give it back to them. And if people are giving you bad energy and stuff like that, you have to just be okay with walking away from them. And no hard feelings, bro. I hope you nothing but the best, but I don't want to put myself around people that say one thing and do another, because that's not healthy for my mojo, my energy, if that makes sense.
And then Short Friend's answer was, I would say anybody with an interest in video games. So I'll let you go first there, Looker.
So my goal with streaming and the podcast is to, I want to normalize. I like talking. I like the podcast. I like video games. I like streaming. I like a lot of attributes of this. I want to normalize and regulate the thought process on how to become a streamer and stream and the energy and stuff like that. Because the amount of people I know that are like, oh, I'm gonna stream, and in 3 months I'm gonna be partner and I'm gonna make $1 million a year. Like, holy crap, buddy, that's so unrealistic. Or people that are doing it just for fun and stuff like that, but then they struggle on with all the scammers. Like, oh, I'd love to have a cute little emote or whatever like that, a thing that involved with it. And there's so many hustlers and stuff like that. So I want to normalize a lot of the industry, normalize the industry and have conversations with people so that other people that want to stream, they have a source of information where it's like you're not going to get hosed on buying emotes and stuff like that, or you're not going to waste all your time on a platform that maybe not right for you, right? Like, Twitch is my favorite platform, but I'm also on Kick, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, right? But Twitch is my favorite platform. It's where I started. It's the one I cater to the most. Yeah. Dingy, you want to catch us up in chat and then take your turn?
So JT Cross said that he'll have to check it out and see what it's all about. My friends play Fortnite, no Overwatch. Jink then said, JT, if you follow Sweaty Orangutan 1, he'll be playing it tomorrow.
Yeah.
JT Cross said, I will have to follow him. Dang, and Looker usually always stall me in my streams. And then
Yeah.
he fixed it to
Stock. Yeah.
And then I put in that I'm always watching with a winky face.
You just
And then
come.
he said, you just come for the free candy.
So all
And I want to know, where is the free candy? I haven't received any yet.
you owe us some candy, JT. But hold on, I gotta dismiss that. Shorty Fran asked, I would say hold on, I'll go up to the actual question. What would your guys' target audience? Is it streamers, video games, enjoyers, or something else?
Me personally, it's the community. Anybody that's looking for a community that's like-minded. I don't care if you enjoy playing games or if you don't. It all comes down to personality and how we feel with each other. Like I've never seen Shorty Fran play games,
Yeah.
but she's always around. And I enjoy their company in the stream when they're here. They're always talking, right? So I feel like she's a like-minded person like us, and that's kind of what I want to build a community around.
I've heard that before, JT Cross. The dude from Impractical Jokers, I've heard that a couple times. He's a little more handsome than I am. But, yeah.
For Shorty.
Dingy, for segment 4, leveraging social... Hey, Jonesy, how's it going? Segment 4, leveraging social media.
Many times.
Yeah. He's like Beetlejuice, he say his name 3 times.
Yeah.
Hey! Right, not bad, guys. That's good, Jonesy. Welcome here.
Sorry to completely cut you off.
Oh, 100%. The Beetlejuice was hilarious. Dingy, leveraging social media. How important do you think social media is for networking as a creator?
I would say it's huge. Posting clips on TikTok, on Facebook when you join these groups, join these communities. It is absolutely huge. Not only are you getting your name out there where people see the name, and if they come across it, they'll be like, "Oh, I've seen that name before. Let's go check them out."
Yeah.
But now you're also getting what you feel is your funniest moments out there too.
Your
So then
highlight
that
reels.
that gives you a huge advantage of, this is my kind of guy. I need and or want to go watch what he does, right?
Yeah.
And then in the same time, somebody will reach out. People could reach out to you and be like, "Hey, I think you're a real good fit for my community. Would you mind joining?"
Yeah.
Right? And then that way, now you're in different communities. Once again, posting, having that genuine conversation with them, and getting to know more people, which get more people in and around your circle.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Looker?
So, I think leveraging social media is probably the most important thing you could do. If anybody sees any of their content or any of our content, if it has to do with Facebook, Discord, or the podcast, it has this logo right here. Every single thing, the D&L Gaming, D&L Gaming, D&L Gaming. A huge part of that is like the Nike check. I don't care who you are, you know what that Nike check looks like. You know what the Audi symbol looks like. You know what their Olympic symbol looks like. There's all these branding, Amazon from A to Z. We know what these logos look like. And if you come across the D&L Gaming logo, hopefully you think of the D&L community or the D&L podcast or Dingy or myself or Sweaty or Faceless or different members of our community. And hopefully we represent it well enough where people, when they see that community, there's trust, there's faith. These guys are going to put out good, wholesome content. They're going to be good guys. They're going to be, it's a brand. It's bigger than me. I am the Looker 204. All my stuff, all my clips that I put or content that I put out that has just me, You'll see that logo on everything. I literally cut it out. I snip it. I stick it in the corner of all my podcast, all my content, all my episode. It is literally the most important thing. I probably am in 200 Facebook groups. Now, I'm really involved in 3 or 4. Like Garbage In, Garbage Out's one of them. Twitch for Beginners is another one. The D&L Gaming is the one I spend the most time on and stuff like that. D&L Gaming, everything in between, and podcast. But if you notice, the end's been removed because Robert has amazing editing skills. Editing is not my strong point, guys. I promise you that.
Mine either. But you got me beat on that side. I will admit to that one.
Yeah. So I think that what I do. So the podcast was going okay. We all know it's going to be Monday. The new time is now 7:30 p.m. instead of 8:30 because of timing issues. So literally, I spent Thursday evening writing a script, putting together how I wanted to shoot a video. I made a short clip of me. Hey, it's the Looker 204 with the D&L Gaming. We're going to be a podcast, blah, 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 blah. And then on Saturday, I spent a bunch of time getting the clip put together. I made sure that you have the logo, you have all this stuff. Dingy wanted to hop in there, but we couldn't figure out the wording of everything for both of us because I didn't write it thinking that both of us would be in it.
Hey, we recorded a few of them where I was in it, and then I just got cut, and I didn't realize till the video went out. I'm just saying.
Because he wanted to play video games, and I kept working till 4 in the morning on it. But, one of us does a lot of the work, and one of us is like, yo, all right, just got to keep you gents tab. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, Dingy, I'd love to do more videos with you, 100%. We could work on more, because there's going to be another podcast in a week. But I spent time writing the script on Thursday. I put a video out on Saturday. I reposted it on Sunday. I posted it again this morning. And then literally about 2 hours ago, I went on every single group I could possibly know. And I just posted the video. Hey guys, 7:30, 7:30, 7:30. One of you is the Conan and one of you is the Andy. Conan and Andy. Where's that from? I think we've had this conversation
I was thinking
before.
Conan and the Barbarian.
Yeah, same here.
Like that doesn't. I don't think that applies because I don't know who the fuck Andy would be. Then.
I'm Herc. Conan and O'Brien. Ooh.
Oh, so I'd be Conan.
Do a poll.
Yeah.
Do a poll.
Conan's the one that shows up and looks pretty. And then his co-host is the one that does all the work. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not too sure. I literally market the podcast when I'm going live. If I'm just streaming for the Weird Wacky Wednesdays or Cuddle the Boys Fridays, I'm literally putting out content the day before and then an hour before I stream. And just, hey, it's the Looker 204. Come check out my stream. And hopefully, I'd say Looker is the Conan. Thank you. I appreciate that. My man.
I need you.
And I literally put out a ton of content, and my numbers are growing. Maybe for every 5,000 posts I put out there, I get one new viewer. And I'm okay with that, because if you keep grinding over time, that 1 is going to turn to 2, the 2 is going to turn to 3. I think social media and networking is the most powerful tool you could possibly have. You could find the Looker 204 on every single platform except for Truth Media, because it's not in Canada and I'm too cheap to pay for a VPN.
Fair enough.
So, Dingy, which, if you were to pick, say, 2, maybe 3 platforms to market yourself on...
I almost threw my vape.
Yeah, you made me laugh on that one, Shorty Fran. As long as you're learning and progressing, then it's all good. Yeah. Dingy's smirking because his whole job is to sit there and be pretty, and he is the pretty one out of us too. So
we're fucking up somewhere.
Yeah. I couldn't have found anybody prettier than him, eh? Sheesh. Dingy, if you were to pick 2, maybe 3 social media platforms and where you personally would focus your energy to market yourself, where would you invest that energy in?
I think TikTok, because it's just so not even to make a viral video, but just to get your name out there, get who you are as a creator out there is a lot easier than, say, getting discovered on Twitch. Um, Same with Facebook. I'm real bad for it because I do have the Dingiestscroll Facebook page.
How many people do
I
you have in
can
that Facebook page?
10,000, I believe, something around
10,000.
there.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm real bad for switching back and forth. I'll switch to one and then sit there for 3 or 4 days and then switch back and then go, oh shit, my bad.
Yeah.
And then reply to everybody I forgot to reply to for those
Fair.
few days.
So,
And after I've done that enough times, I've just kind of quit going to the Dingiescroll page and
yeah.
I just apply it as my main profile, which
Yeah.
doesn't get my name out there as much.
Fair.
And then for a third one, I don't really know. I just kind of stick to those two. I use a little bit of Twitter or X as it is now. But I find, once again, that's not real. You don't really get your numbers out there, right? Like, it's not really seen widely.
So,
What
I
about yourself?
my hot take on it, if when you're starting out, you should pick one platform to start off on, right? We started streaming on Twitch, and my social media platform that I used was Facebook. That's a fact. I focused just one and one. That was it. That was all. Um, when I like, yeah, I don't have 10,000 people in Facebook, but I have a couple thousands, a couple thousand on my Facebook friends, and it's literally just meeting and greeting and stuff like that. So X is used for controversy, and you guys aren't controversial people. Agreed with that. So Facebook is really where I wanted to dive in. I really focused my energy on that. And since then, I'm across all the platforms, but I found Facebook was really easy to market, really easy to join pages and groups. And hi, my name's Looker 204. My name's Looker 204. My name's Looker 204. It was easy to do, right? I think TikTok is the exact same way. It's not hard, not hard. And we don't spend a penny on marketing. We don't spend a penny on anything like that. Dingy, you with us?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like you're sleeping. Like, wow, am I
No.
boring you that bad?
Well, of course, but I'm still here.
Yeah, so TikTok is like super easy to network and market with people and stuff like that. Um After that, I think the most powerful ones, if you want to blow up and stuff like that, Instagram. It's very hard to meet and greet on Instagram. And YouTube. But again, it's very hard to meet and greet on YouTube. It's a very slow grind. But as you build that train up, it's easier to get momentum, right? So I think you have to kind of start on the easier platforms to grow on if you want to see results right away. They're never going to be huge results. Facebook, you'll never be a mega streamer on Facebook,
Yeah.
right? Now YouTube, like if you like, I have at least 1,000 friends on Facebook, and I have less than 50 on YouTube. But if I had 1,000 friends on YouTube or subscribers on YouTube, ooh, why is that? Why is
Oh,
that?
what's going on?
My TikTok's being silly.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I have it brought up on my end, so I'll just re-chat for you.
Oh no, it's fine. It was
That's
saying I was
it.
inactive.
Oh, yeah. That happens.
Silly TikTok.
Drink said, I prefer Insta over TikTok. I never had an Insta account. And see, I'm the opposite way. I've never had an Insta account.
Yeah. They're very similar apps. They're very similar apps.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube is probably one of the most powerful like if you go viral on YouTube, you're going to get a lot of success bleeding over to all your other social medias. If you go viral on Facebook, the odds of them finding your Twitch, a lot less, right? But that's why I believe you have to pick one to start off and learn the ins and outs, get familiar with posting, get comfortable. Hi, I'm the Looker 204. Right? Get used to putting your mojo out there, and then okay, now that's a regular thing, add another. And then add another. I didn't open every single platform you can at the same time. I literally started to build. Dingy, how do you keep your social media presence authentic and engaging?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
How do you keep
I
your
got
social
stuff going on the side.
how do you keep your social media presence authentic and engaging?
Stay true to who you are. Once you start becoming fake to get views and follows, you get drawn out of it real quickly. It's very tiring, it's very stressful. So if you just stay true to who you are, your group of people or your crowd will kind of eventually come to you no
Yeah,
matter what you're doing, right?
I agree with that.
And then just consistent posting, which I don't personally do. I'm real bad for it. I'll make a post, and then a month and a half later, I'll make another post.
Yeah. So,
uh, but consistency is definitely the way to keep yourself relevant.
yeah. So, Iona says TikTok over Insta any day. And Shorty Fran says that Insta is only slightly more popular than TikTok. Plus, TikTok is geared towards videos and Insta is more towards photos, so TikTok is better for streaming publicity. I agree with that.
I agree with that, Shorty.
Right? I create a lot of posts and I post a lot of videos and stuff like that. And the thing that I'm personally trying to work on is my hashtags and tags, right? Everything has to be tagged and hashtagged every single time. I try to all the podcast related stuff, live stream podcast, streamer, right? Try to use keywords. So if you're Googling something in my niche, I want my name to pop up. And the more times you have podcast as a hashtag or a tag on that post, the more odds of the algorithm picking you up because, like, oh, this guy posts regularly and it's this demographic. And then your title. I have a guest coming up and I thought of the funniest, most cleverest title, and I can't use it because although it fits perfectly with him as a streamer, um,
It could be seen as downgrading.
degrading, exactly. Right?
That's what
So,
I meant.
and it's our pleasure to have him as a guest. I think they're going to be one of our they're going to be an amazing interview and stuff like that. Like, this person's a lot bigger than us and stuff like that in every way, more experience and stuff like that. So I want to shine them in the best possible light. So I thought of a clever, funny thing. I'm like, oh my god, I titled it and then I read it. So titling your posts and stuff like that. For example, this is episode 15, the importance of networking. The whole conversation is based around networking. My hashtags are going to be networking, podcast, live stream, Twitch streamer, stuff like that. And then I'm going to try to find a thumbnail. And the hard part, because we do this all live, is I have to get a thumbnail. Dingy, on the count of three, I want you to look at the camera and smile. 3, 2, 1. Wow, that's going on the internet. That's going on the internet. Can somebody clip that for me? And find a thumbnail that represents what you're doing and use that thumbnail. So you want a catchy title, you want good hashtag, good tags, and yeah, like and this way that you could get used to when you do post stuff, you're reusing a lot of that stuff over. You change the title around. Most of your hashtags, because you're putting out the same type of content, should be similar from time to time. Yeah, so, and then the last piece of that is not only do I post a lot, I try to post 3 times a week every week. I interact with a lot of other people's posts. Hey bro, awesome video. Hey, that was super cool. How's it going and stuff like that. Like, the more times I interact, people just see it. Oh, that Looker 204, he's a nice guy. He always comments on my stuff. Oh, I remember when he said positive things about my whatever, right? It just reminding them that I'm still relevant, I'm a nice guy, and I'm encouraging to others. Is that such a bad thing, bad energy to put out there if you are trying to network and meet with people? So maybe one of those people might be like, hey bro, can I be a guest on your podcast? Or hey bro, thanks for those kind words, right? Dingy, do you want to get us caught up on the chat? And then we will go into the Dingy stow it or throw it.
Look at your phone and I'll catch up on chat. Jinx said, I prefer Insta over TikTok. I already read that one. We already read Shorty Friend. There we go. Jinx said, I remember Osmongold talking about getting known online, and how he said that getting established on YouTube first and then adding Twitch worked for him. but he's been doing streaming and content for at least a decade or more. I think the reverse is more true now. Uh, I kind of watch a streamer. I'm not going to say who it is, and he started on YouTube. He had a very niche market, and he said that that helped him build his uh, Twitch. But he said nowadays it kind of goes reverse, just because you want to get your market on Twitch and then show what you're making there.
Yeah,
Kind of brings the people that you're trying to support in also.
that's
Uh,
fair.
Jink then said, every person I follow on Insta posts more videos than photos, even the artists. Insta has more shorts and streaming than other people probably think because it's the younger gen are so saturated in TikTok. Okay, that makes sense. Jonesy said you two definitely are one hell of a team. Snickeroo said Ellie told me about tags last night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Snickeroo, not
tags
Snickers.
can definitely
Yeah.
help post or get your content to where you're trying to get it easier, right? A lot of people just search up hashtags that they want to see, right?
Uh what I did, I'm a cheater, okay? Because like I did some homework, like how do you discover your stream, how do you discover blah 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 blah. And what I did is common tags for Twitch streamers podcast, commerce rates for Call of Duty players Twitch, right? And then Google literally gave me 40 different ones, and I went through the list, like, oh, that one's relevant to me. And I literally have a little list on a notepad on my, like a post-it note on my monitor that I look over, I copy and paste it, I plug them into my stuff, right? But if you don't know what the best SEO tag or hashtag that you need to have, Google it. The world is your oyster, and it's super easy information to find if you're willing to ask the right questions. And you don't know what you don't know until you know that you don't know, right?
Oh, 100%.
Sorry about that. And my laptop crashed. That's poopy. I'm just doing the most thing. There are a few streamers I watched on YouTube and their videos there, and then eventually started watching their Twitch streams, which sort of led me to eventually becoming a streamer too. Exactly. Right? Everything YouTube videos are a lot of work unless you're live streaming to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But like creating them and stuff like that is more work than people would know. Snakeroo, you guys have put out some like good clips and stuff like that. I don't know if you edited them or if you did anything above and beyond just the normal to them. But as you get more intricate with your creations and stuff like that, the more work it honestly becomes. It's also one of those things. You start at this level, you learn a skill, you move up a level, you learn a skill, move up a level. So for anybody that's out there that thinks you know it all, you don't.
Yeah.
And anybody that thinks they got no more to learn, you got more to learn. So what I do is I try to learn something every day, and I try to be humble enough to listen to people that may or may not know more than me, because I'm like, hey, I know lots about fences. You guys want to talk fencing? Whew, I'm your boy. But there's a lot more to life than just building fences and stuff like that. So yeah, I try to stay humble and be willing to at least like listen to other people's opinions and thought processes and stuff like that, because I have been blown away on multiple times in my life by someone that may or may not have known something more than me, and then I listened to them and they had this brilliant idea. Oh snap, right? Yeah, Sweaty and I discussed posting clips on YouTube for him since the TikTok ban, and I was like, I should post on YouTube, but it's so much work. 100%. What I've been trying to do is post on YouTube first, right? TikTok's literally super easy and stuff like that, or prep it on YouTube, prep it on TikTok, and then take it and drop it onto YouTube. It is a lot of work, no matter how you cut that cookie. But that is the hustle of it. Like, it helps you grow. It is a lot of work, but no one said streaming was going to be easy. So yeah. So yeah, it is. It's so much work to post on YouTube, whereas you post on YouTube and then TikTok, and stop using TikTok and start using Clapper. I thought Clapper got shut down.
I've never heard of Clapper.
I have Clapper, and I used to post it a ton. But I thought it got shut down. But maybe I should consider posting my clips to Insta. If Insta's your platform of choice, why not? If you already have the clips and stuff like that, all you literally have to do is find a picture of inside the story, just pause it, take a still of it, and then that's your thumbnail. Think of a catchy title. No Clapper is back, apparently. I started posting today, okay, because I'm lazy. It's a lot of work, so I feel that, Jink.
Yeah, I'm pretty lazy when it comes to that kind of stuff.
And see, I suffer from massive ADHD, so I either hyper focus or I can't focus. So that's kind of like where I stand. So yeah, I'm actually not too shabby at it. There we go. That's better. Oh, I can't even do it on that.
You can't?
I can. I'll have to figure it out quickly, super fast. There we go. So hope all is well, Dingy. Yeah. So yeah, the Nintendo Switch is this week's to stream it or dream it. It is retailing out right now for $400 USD versus the original system that came out, the Nintendo Switch 1, that came out for $299 US. It's fully backwards compatible. It is an LED screen, though there's rumors that the OLED will be coming out later. The Joy-Cons are magnetic to the Switch, and the Joy-Cons will become a mouse, so they'll be able to use as a mouse. It's good. The Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be roughly 14 to 15% larger. It's going to be integrated with a new kickstand design that's U-shaped that provides improved stability with the console when it's used in tabletop mode. The Nintendo plans to reveal more information about the Switch 2, including pricing, launch titles, and the exact release date during the Nintendo Direct event scheduled for April 2nd, 2025. Following this event, public hands and opportunities on the available Switch 2 experience events at various global locations throughout April. The original Nintendo Switch launched in 2017 and has been tremendously successful, selling over 146 million units worldwide. The Switch 2 aims to build on the legacy, which enhances features and continued support for existing games. The CPU Switch 2 will be used to powered by NVIDIA Custom's Tegra T239 processor, according to leaked details gleaned from the console's motherboard, that would put the system's processing power on par with the previous generation consoles like the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. According to analysts, but leaks suggest the Switch 2 will employ upscaling technology that could boost the 720p resolution with visuals up to 4K when docked. My apologies. I love how Dingiestscroll, his Stream Elements bot. I'm not muted, you're muted. He has a sassy bot, he does. Segment 5, showing support and being appreciative. What are some of the best ways to show support for other creators, and how do you acknowledge and thank people who support you? The best way to show support to other creators is all your basic stuff. You could lurk in their chats. I personally try to, and anybody that I'm affiliated to, I try to be in all the chats, whether I'm lurking. I try to make time personally to spend time in everybody individually's chat. It's very hard to do. Just for the fact that I am one guy and I'm in probably 10 to 15 streams a day, every single day. So some of you guys know that I'm lurking in lots of your guys' streams and stuff like that. And sometimes I'm in their chat as well. And I try to make a note to make connections with everybody, but it is very, very hard. So I try to just make my rounds, chat with everybody a little bit, get to know everybody, stuff like that. Have conversations with people to be organic. And that's how I personally try to support other streamers. And then, yeah, so just to kind of catch up on conversation, Jonesy says overnight 316 tabbed. My man, because Jonesy's is from the UK, so it is late there. I think it's 2, it's 8:50, almost 2 a.m. for him right now. So I really appreciate it, Jonesy. Snakeroo always enjoyed the chat the other day on stream, and that's exactly it. And as do I, right? So as we get to know each other and stuff like that, it's not me going in there and trying to think of stuff to say. How's it going, Jonesy? Long time no chat. Snake, how's games going? Right, we could have conversations not just as people, but as friends of the communities that we share. Right. So as we get to know more people and stuff like that, not only is that a way of networking, but it's also a way of you showing your support and not just, hey, always come to my stream and that's it. No, I want to go to your stream. I want to get to know you. I want to be friends. There's people that are on the streams and stuff like that I would literally consider a friend of mine, just for the fact of the conversations that we've had. And if I ever seen them in the real world, I'll be like, oh man, like I'd be so pumped to run into some of you guys, because like I've actually built a relationship with you guys over the months and years and stuff that we've known each other, and it's something that exclusively you guys know exactly what it's like to build a streaming empire or something like that. Like we know how the work that we all put into our own stream, our own craft, to build something that's in a sense bigger than ourselves. So that's how I think is a good way to show support. And there's people that I think are like, oh, this guy's gonna be a great streamer one day, and he's growing and he's building and stuff like that. So it's just words of encouragement. There's a person on my TikTok, I believe it is Isaiah. I don't remember his actual handle, but it's Isaiah. He's always putting out COD videos, and they're super good. Like, this guy would kick my butt. He would backpack me in Call of Duty any day of the week. Like, let's be real here. I always like, oh man, like, such a GOAT play. Great moves, great hustle, bud. Keep it up. Words of encouragement and stuff like that. Because we all know how it's like when you start to struggle and you get into a slump and stuff like that. It's hard to stay motivated when you don't feel like you're getting that positive affirmation from things. So us as streamers, if we encourage each other, hey man, I really enjoy, like, and I think our community is really good for that, is encouraging and try to build each other up. Hey man, let me help you with that topic that you're struggling with or whatever it might be. That's a good way to show support to other people and appreciation and stuff like that. And how do you acknowledge and thank people who support you? By those exact words. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll catch you on the flip side, bro. Like, literally taking the time to show the love for what you've received. Right? Like, if you get a sub or biddies or, hey, thank you so much, man, I appreciate it. I personally can't stand when people, like, you're like, send them bits, like, yep, there's more. Like, okay, cool. Next time I won't, right? I'm not gonna get mad. But it's the people that show appreciation for the generosity that you give them really helps you come across as more authentic, and it also makes people like, hey, I did something nice for someone else, and they seem appreciative towards me because of that, right? Giving shoutouts and sending thank you messages and create special roles for them in your community are other great ways. I'm actually in desperate need of someone that would mod for us regularly. Like, I'd love to do shoutouts and stuff like that. But it's super hard, like, to take care of all that stuff. So, like, Snake, Jonesy, Ellie Loves, Shorty Friend doesn't stream, Hellish, Jank, all you guys are like, if you want, I'll take the time right this second to give you all shoutouts, but I think you guys should just all click on each other and follow each other, because you all are amazing streamers in your own right and in your own department. Dingy says, I just have to realize some people are going to be who they are and going to be who they are going to be, and I can't let someone talk me into let it affect on who I am, and Looker has helped me realize that, but thank you. Did I miss something?
I replied to her comments.
Oh, okay.
All as well.
Okay, so you're back?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll bring you back on stream then. Oh. 30 seconds, guys. Didn't you mess something up? Yep, that's you, dude.
Yeah, one sec.
There we go. I got you.
There we go.
You're good on my end now. So just to catch you up, we talked about showing support and being appreciative of the support that we all get. So we talked about the actual act of like going into other people's streams and um not just lurking. Sometimes that's literally what we could do, but actually trying to take the time to make the rounds and actually get to know people in the community and stuff like that. And then we also talked that sometimes just saying thank you is a good way to acknowledge the support that we have had. Um,
Oh,
have you guys your face is still
there we go.
missing?
Is that better? I
Oh,
forgot I had to full screen
yeah,
Discord to get both of our faces in it.
yeah. Um, hey, MZR Solutions. Hey, thanks for being here. Yes, better. I'm actually curious what your podcast looks like, Dingy, because yours and I's look very different. Air, how's it going,
Ours should
MZ?
look exactly the same.
Okay, cool, 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 cool.
Or just open it up and you'd be able to see.
My laptop keeps flashing.
Well, that seems to be an issue, not an ish me.
That is fair.
No, they should be exactly the same.
Yeah, okay. Come on. So what are different ways that you show support or appreciation to different people and stuff like that?
I try and at least lurk. I try and have a few conversations with people. I'm real bad for going in, having a brief conversation with somebody, and then just having them tabbed open,
Yeah,
right? The thing is, though, I will have them tabbed open the whole time my computer is on,
yeah,
right? And I know I don't really have much of a conversation with them, but I do always lurk quite frequently. I've shown pictures of what my screens look like at some point, and I
yeah,
have 14 different streams open, all on their own simple or all on their own tab, or not
yeah,
even tab, all their own windows. So then that way I have BTTV set up on my Chrome
yeah,
where it auto collects the points and it keeps me set as a viewer instead of just somebody in the community.
yeah. So MZ Solution says, honestly, I was just browsing around Twitch channels and came across your profile. Thought you seemed cool, so I figured I'd reach out. Well, we're very glad you're here, man. How's things going? Do you stream as well? This is my co-host, best friend, and cousin. I'm sorry, Dingy. The Dingiestscroll. Jonesy asked him how he was doing, and Shorty Friend gave us the shout out. Says yes, very cool people and community. And Snakeroo says, I love chickens. Show him the
These
chickens,
ones,
Dingy. There we
these are
go.
my best emotes I've ever made.
100%. They were very popular with the ladies. Um, so
They're just well known
yeah,
in our community.
100%. I've stolen them for a giggle or two, a time or two. So segment. Go ahead.
Sorry to completely cut you off.
No, all good. Go
but
ahead.
what was your verdict on the Nintendo Switch?
I would
On
dream
the
it.
Switch 2? You would dream it?
I would dream it. Although the Switch 2 looks like a great console and stuff like that, I don't feel like there's any big steps that would take it away from like the Steam Deck or other consoles that would be more geared towards me.
Fair
Right?
enough. Okay. What about, say, once again, this is kind of like a hypothetical. Once the price kind of comes down, it's a little more available, a little more out there.
If it was at that 3 to 4,
Simply for the new, just for the simple Nintendo classic games, right? Like the Super Mario parties, the Mario Kart races.
see, I think as someone with kids in that, I think my kids would absolutely love it. 400 US dollars, that's sitting at about $700 Canadian.
Yeah.
It's out of my price range, plus a couple games, stuff like that. Um,
Can we
uh,
get chat more good about these? Maybe on Discord? What do you mean?
oh, read up, read up. Honestly, I drive engagement to channels like new followers, live viewers, chatters organically with Twitch, subscribers and donations. We don't believe in that stuff here, MZ. We would appreciate it if you didn't try to recruit or anything like that. You will get booted out of the channel for doing that stuff. This isn't a follow for follow. Oh, Dingy already deleted the message.
I
So
just deleted that
oh,
one message.
yeah,
Not all of them.
we do not believe in that stuff here. This is all about being organic and real. Thank you very much for the biddies, Snakeroo. That's muchly appreciated. Yeah,
In the wheel. Diddy, we're not doing the wheel right now. I'll refund your points.
yeah. So segment 6, Dingy, is finding mentors or being a mentor. Finding a mentor or being a mentor, right?
Awesome.
So I when I first started streaming, there was a couple streamers, and I still watch them to this day. And I'm not gonna name names just because I feel it's a little bit embarrassing, not to sound like a little nerd or whatever. Where I really looked up to them as a streamer. They're not some big mega streamer or nothing like that. They were just a regular guy. They had a healthy community. They seemed fun, energetic, great people, like the kind of guy I would love to have a beer with. And I've used them as a mentor to me. I didn't ask them if they could be my mentor, but I really showed a lot of love into their community and stuff like that, just for the fact that I respected them as a person, as a streamer and stuff like that. Um, and they helped shape who I am today without ever knowing that they were doing that for me.
Oh, 100%. Same idea as you. There is a guy that I've rated multiple times in the past. I've actually been a sub in his channel for 2.5 years. I've been following him for 4. Um, and he's helped me in the streaming community. No, that one's not you.
Oh.
You've helped me in every other way imaginable, but like he's once again just like you. Like he gives little tips and tricks on
Yeah.
streaming, and he doesn't know it, but yeah, he's helped me progress my own streaming in a long way that he'll never really know about. Like if I go and talk in his chat, he talks to me.
Yeah.
I've been around long enough. He knows my name, right? But I've never went out and said, "Hey, thanks for doing this." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or just saying, "Thanks for the energy that you put out there."
100%. But would you consider them a mentor?
In a sense, yeah.
Right?
Same as you. Like never talk to them about it, but I would consider them a mentor.
See, one of the things that so when I started this whole streaming journey and that, I was too embarrassed to ask about someone being my mentor and whatever like that. Um, Now I honestly would. I don't think there's any lack of
Shame.
pride or shame or anything like that. I think it like I recently there's another streamer in one of our communities. He called me coach. Called me coach, and I was like, why would you call me that? And he's like, yeah, that's just the vibe you give. You give that the coach Looker vibes. And it was such a compliment. I played a lot of sports growing up, and my coaches were like the top tier. I held them in a very high regard,
Oh yeah.
and it made me feel really good. And yeah, like I was just blown away on the how I felt after it all. So it's like after that moment, having someone going up to someone or having someone come up to me like, "Hey, could you mentor me in helping me grow and stuff like this?" Um, I think it's powerful. I manage guys at work,
Yeah.
and most of the guys are 10, 20 years younger than me. And for although I structure their jobs, I help them set up job sites and stuff like that. Like I run all of our crews. I think the most powerful thing that I do for my guys is I mentor them. Like if they have problems with life, if they have problems with girls, bills, whatever like that,
Anything.
anything,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Let's sit down and talk about it, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And the amount of like people that are like, oh Robert, I just don't get like your guys are so loyal to you, right? Like all my guys always like yeah, they're like we're all honest with each other. We hold each other accountable to things, and I allow them to hold me accountable for my actions as well. As like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like sometimes people make mistakes, and you should say sorry or whatever like that. And I believe that's part of the mentorship program, I guess you would call it, is helping people overcome some of the obstacles that they have. Dingy, when it comes to like setting up streaming and stuff like that, you mentored me a great deal. Just the amount of time I saved by having someone that knew more and it was more experienced than me to help guide me through the plight uh is powerful, right? So, and I think that's one of the reasons why we do this now, is because now we are a little more seasoned. We're
Yeah.
medium well, some may say, and we are trying to help mentor people through the trials and tribulations of being a streamer and streaming and stuff like that. And it doesn't matter.
The trial and errors that we faced and how we overcame them,
Yeah,
and how we dealt with them as they arise.
100%. And it's one of those things. It's like it doesn't matter if it's Twitch or TikTok or YouTube or Facebook, or you pick a platform. Uh, the the growth is the same, the struggle's the same, right? The algorithm just a little different or whatever like that, right?
Yeah, ever so slightly. All it comes down to is the URL is different. Is
Agreed.
kind of how I'm looking at it nowadays. Right? Like discoverability is about the same across all platforms. If you only have one follower and one person always watching you, well, it's going to be a little bit harder to get that discovery.
Yeah.
Um, but then once you start marketing out, reaching out to people, being in people's communities and in their streams and in their chats,
And networking and things of that
yeah,
nature.
and networking, they kind of see your name, they'll give you a follow, they'll come out and talk, see what you're about, see what your energy is, see who you are as a person, and then
Hey, uh,
uh, they'll
L
continue to come around.
L V. I don't know how to say that. Just trade 100 bits for you, Dingy.
Thank you very much. I don't know how to say his name, but I know where he comes from, and I know who he is.
LV John Choco of a Jacacho. Sorry,
I
man,
know
if I butchered it.
a Spanish name.
LV LV
LV.
LV.
There you go. I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah,
Um,
he's told me how to say his name. I just don't remember.
yeah.
Thank you very much for the 100 biddies.
So, if you were to find someone that you were to ask to be a mentor, like especially in your younger years, are there any certain attributes you would look for?
Someone genuine. Um, I've come to realize more recently than anything, a lot of people have agendas for why they're doing something.
Yeah,
Uh, uh Me personally, I want someone that's generally a good person. Put out the same energy that they take in, and don't really put up with any shit. Um, I've put up with a lot of shit. Tried to be like the people person, try to please everybody, and that's just not a good
healthy.
way to live your, yeah, it's not healthy, it's not a good way to live your life. You're going to end up becoming depressed, and you can't change anybody that doesn't see anything wrong with
What
what
they're
they're doing.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah. Um and I just don't want that around me anymore. And like you've helped me a lot with that, to realize that it's not healthy.
yeah,
It doesn't matter if it's family that's blood or family that's friends.
yeah.
It's just not healthy to have in your life.
Agreed. Um,
So having a mentor that's there for you is huge. What about you?
One of the things that just to touch on what you're saying, Dingy, I've had a philosophy in my life that that has served me so freaking well in life, is I truly believe that for me to be who I am, I do not give shit. I'm not a shit giver. I'm not crapping on people. I'm not being mean to people. I'm not none of that. Do not give shit. In the same breath, do not take shit. I'm not a giver of shit. I'm not a taker of shit. If I've made a mistake, hey man, I'm sorry I made that mistake. I apologize. Could I do something to make it right?
Admit it.
I'll take accountability and ownership, and I'll eat my crow because that's what I believe like being a good person is all about. But how some people, yo, messed up, they're screaming in your face, hey buddy, you gotta tone that down or else I'm walking away. Like
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't have enough days in my life to let that have any value to me whatsoever. I will never do that to
And
you. I will not let you do that to me. If there's a problem, we can talk about it.
that's
Like,
another thing I learned too, right? I used to be a very jump to the gun. You're going to yell at me, well, I can yell louder. Well, this is literally going to become a yelling match,
yeah,
and it's not going to get anywhere fast. So, like talking to you and other things that I've done in my life, like that ability now to walk away from something is huge.
Huge. Because then you look
Yeah.
like the bigger man to walk away,
Yeah.
right? And it's one of those things, like, it took me a while to realize that I used to think that being a nice guy and not taking shit and all this kind of stuff like that, and not giving people shit, made me look soft or weak or something like that. And now I got this belief in my head where it takes a real man not to be an a-hole.
Yeah.
It takes a real man to forgive. It takes a real man to be a leader, to be caring. I have children. I could yell at them, and I'm just a jerk. I'm a bad dad if I do that, right?
Yeah.
Instead, I try to treat people how
It-
you want to be treated.
exactly.
Exactly,
Snickeroo.
right?
But
But
then also on the flip side of that, I feel is if people are trying to treat you badly, you don't have to take it.
yeah,
Doesn't matter who it is. Um, you don't have to take it.
you're allowed to be mad at me if I made mistakes,
Yeah.
but you don't have to be mean. Like I wouldn't degrade you or anything like that if you made a mistake. Why are you trying to do that to me? Um, so with that, like, to get back, to circle back to the point I was trying to
Yeah.
make, if I were to go back in life and I would have tried to find a mentor, I would have tried to find someone who had goals that were values, not goals, values that aligned with mine, and someone that I could look up to, that if I followed in their footsteps, would I be like them? Right? Like, I really like business and marketing and stuff like that. My mentors would be people that are way higher up the ladder, up business and mentoring, because that's something where I feel would be like, I really want to learn that. I really want to grow in that direction. And having someone that can mentor me in that direction would add value to my life. Like, it'd be better for me, right? But to touch on what you said, Dingy, you have to find people that are true about their agenda. I believe everybody, regardless on how nice of a guy you are, you always have an agenda, right?
Hmm.
No matter what. But if I say, hey, Dingy, I'm willing to help you, and this is my agenda, I've been true to my agenda, and I've been true to you of not trying to, like, lead you down the street with a candy hanging from a fishing pole, right? I'm not trying to lure you to water. I'm like, hey, man, this is
Yeah.
what I want to accomplish, and this is the direction I'm going. You can come with me if you want. Where some people
Yeah.
try to be sneaky and and try to lure you in that direction. And
Yeah. Guide you into that way, thinking that it's your idea.
I treat people with shots of whiskey and candy. Shorty frown. Noted. I always offer people
Oh,
my
JT
wife
Cross.
too when they come to visit. I'm a caring, sharing kind of guy. Whoo.
I was just about to say, JT Cross, I'm about to come to your place, but I don't know about that one.
Yeah. When it comes to finding a mentor in streaming, though, I think it's important to not to idolize people, but to find someone that you think for them who you are. Like, we've talked about Mr. Beast in the past on this, and, like, although the
Yeah.
guy's rolling in the dough, he has a lot of things that kind of make you question his character, his who he is as a person and stuff like that. And my thing is, like, I have to be able to sleep at night, right?
Yeah.
So you have to try to find a mentor or a creator or something like that, of someone that morally aligns with you, right? And if you could
Oh,
find that,
100%.
you could really learn and grow a lot from those people. Like, it could be a very powerful tool in your life.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Not even just streaming, but in life in general, right? Like,
What are some common networking pitfalls you think people should try to avoid? Like, we talk a lot about how to network and different avenues and things like rating and meeting people on social media and stuff like that. Is there any certain networking pitfalls that you think people should, like, avoid with, like, a 10-foot plague?
I would say those follow for follows. Once again, that it just inflates your numbers. It doesn't inflate your viewers. It doesn't inflate nothing else. It literally just inflates your followers. That's it.
Yeah.
I would stick away from those, and I'd kind of stick away from communities that are known to be slightly toxic.
Okay.
And when I say toxic, I don't mean like how mean you banter back and forth, right? Like, we do it in what we think is a fun and loving manner, right? We have that understanding between us.
Yeah.
Some people might that just come in might not see it as a fun and loving manner, but that's what we have between me and you.
Agreed.
Uh, but there's just some communities you go into that are just straight toxic. It's not going to be good for your mental health. It's not going to be good for the stream
Yeah.
because that could deter people later on coming in. If your stream's literally just or your chat's just in there degrading everybody because they think it's funny, those would be the kind of two I would say stay away from.
Yeah.
What about you?
When it comes to the marketing and stuff like that, spamming self promotions, like if you're going live today, it's awesome to like yesterday put a post that hey, I'm going live tomorrow. That's cool. I'm going live in an hour. That's cool. Posting the same post every single hour on the same page, like buddy, like you're just gonna cheese people off, and then they're not gonna come to your uh
Your
to,
Twitch
to your Twitch or your
or
Kick or whatever
wherever, yeah.
platform you're streaming on, or forming insincere connections, right? I've mentioned people like if you like are in a community and you don't align yourself with that community, you don't like them or anything like that. Uh, yeah, you caught me looking at that.
Yeah.
I swear the looker as the dude from Impractical Jokers. I guess Joe and Sal and Murray kicked you off the show, eh? 100%. I had to start my own here. You should be a comedian. The looker, you're a funny dude. Dingy can bring your water boy or beer man. I love a beer boy, and water boy or beer boy. It has a nice ring to it. A little like Habana suit. Let me bring you a beer. Would you like another one, sir? And I'll speak to you in Mexican. I only know like 3 words. And cuatro cervezas, señor? Por favor. Andale. That's what I would do. And then you'd be a little tiki bahana. Boop, 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 boop. But I digress.
I think you're taking a little too much of an image here for them, man.
They're 2 real dudes there, like the Dumb and Dumber. Guess which is who is who? He's dumber, I'm dumb. Yeah.
I wouldn't say no. Knowing how I drive, I wouldn't say no.
Fair. Yeah, forming insecure connections and stuff like that. Like I was saying earlier, if you're in a community or something like that where you're not enjoying, or it's toxic, or if it's not your vibe or anything like that, leave.
Yeah.
Forming that insecure connection where you don't relate to these people, or you don't like them, or they don't like you, and you just sticking around there is going to be bad for your mental health, which Dingy and I believe is super important. But it's also bad for your image and stuff like that. Like the D&L umbrella is something that's the you stole my words, Dingy.
I didn't say nothing.
Your face stole my words.
I just pointed and agreed.
Yeah, you're forming an insincere connection, and that's not healthy for you nor the community that you're with. One of the common mistakes that I do, and I know I am super, if you're not enjoying it their company, then yeah, leave 100%. Don't worry, Dingy, I got your back, brother.
I can see that.
One of the things that I'm notorious for, and it is something that I battle with on a regular basis, is I spread myself too thin. You guys would be amazed on what I accomplish in a day, every single day. Yeah, I do a lot, and I try to do a lot for other people as well. And then sometimes it's like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just wrapping up what I was doing. I'm like, holy crap, I get up at 5:30 in the morning to go to work, right? And then I'm beat, I'm gassed, I'm a lot of different kind of things like that. So I have a track record of spreading myself too thin. But different things you could do to avoid them is really try to focus on building genuine relationships and respect from other people, and give respect and earn respect from the right people.
Yeah.
Right? To go back to what Snakeroo just said, if you're not enjoying their company, then leave. If I don't respect you, some people, well, not necessarily as a person, because it was like, I don't know how to say it. There's certain people that do certain things that I morally disagree with. There's things that I just don't agree with. I don't like. I don't respect those things. So instead of making a big scene and arguing with you, I'm gonna leave because I respect myself. I'm not gonna allow myself to be in that environment, right? And then there's people that like Like Snake's a good example. Snakery's a good example. He's someone that just slowly over time, I can see the work he's putting in. I can see the hustle. He's really trying, and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
he's earning my respect and stuff like that. Just as a streamer, as a person, and it's like amazing to. That's how like I've never met him in real life. We live across the pond from each other, but where there's that slow build of connection, and it's
Yeah.
stemming from respect. Dingy, you and I have a lot of respect for each other, and we value that more than the shits and the giggles and all the other stuff in between. If you said a joke and I was hurt by it, Dingy bro, that was not cool, man. That kind of crossed the line a little bit. You would apologize to me,
Oh, 100%.
and vice versa, 100%, right? Like, and
Yeah.
we know that about each other, so it allows us to be more honest, open, and real with each other, if that makes sense.
It also lets us push the line a little bit more. Let's be honest here.
A little bit. I don't know how you can't enjoy Dingy and the Lookers Company. They're the most coolest, realest people I know online. Well, thank you for the hype there, JT Cross. We really appreciate that. We think you're a cool guy too.
Thank you very much, JT. That means a lot.
Yeah, I do believe that if you do make mistakes, and Dingy, you and I are big on this, even within each other, and just on a personal level, we own up to our mistakes, and we're not afraid to apologize. Of like, hey, Dingy, I disagreed with you on that topic, and I'm sorry for arguing with you over it.
Or not even that. It's like the other day when we were discussing overlays.
Yeah.
Right? For some reason, I was real strong on how I felt about it being one way.
Yeah.
Then I looked it up, and in that time, though, I came down to the realization of why I was like that. So the first thing I did was apologize to you for being like that. Manned up and told you why. Not as an excuse, but told you that I did enough looking in. I knew exactly why, and I apologize for doing that. And then I agreed with you that I was 100% wrong on how the overlay should be. And like personally, that's how I've grown, in a sense, in the last few years. How I've grown up mentally, to take accountability.
Yeah.
And I know the Looker like does that too.
We try our best.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. We're all people. We're all gonna make mistakes, and sometimes in life, like Jake was telling us a story about a friend of hers that made a mistake, and they didn't own it and they didn't apologize for it. Maybe they did or didn't. I don't know the whole story, but I honestly believe if they just publicly said I screwed up, like I would drop the F-bomb there personally, and I'm sorry. I'll never do that again. Blah 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 blah. Even if they never fully recover, at least they could sleep at night knowing they said I'm sorry and I tried to make things
Took
right.
ownership.
Yeah. JT Cross, you're making a huge mistake there. I know when I grew up, I want to be half like Dingy and half like the Looker. Looker's bank account and Dingy's looks. I would go the other way around. I got kids.
Oh,
His kids are grown and moved out of the house, so you know his bank account's a little healthier.
not mine. I can tell you that much for damn sure.
Okay.
Says the man that's going away for a nice old vacation.
I would never also bring all my gaming stuff with me so that I can still host the podcast while we're in another half of the world.
You just got the notification about your TikTok, I assume.
What about my TikTok?
I assume it just got the notification saying that it's about to go turn off if you don't do something soon.
Nope, that was you.
No. I don't got any kind of dings like that.
No.
I've literally nothing open minus 4 streams. They're all muted. And Discord.
Really? How'd you get so lucky, man?
Oh, wait, never mind. I know what it is.
Yeah, because it wasn't me.
Yeah, it was me.
Well, that kind of wraps up. Unless, is there anything else you want to note on there, Dingy?
No, I think we kind of covered everything that we've kind of wanted to cover, and then more.
Yeah. If any,
Once again, I think we should raid within the D&L community,
Perfect.
Facebook or Discord. So we will take a look in there to find somebody to raid.
well, I'm gonna wrap up with my final thoughts on it, Dingy. I'll leave you a moment to wrap up on yours. While we're doing that, do you mind taking a look to see if there's anybody in our community that could use a good raid or two?
I will definitely take a look.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up another episode of D&L Gaming and everything in between. Dingy, what's one other piece of advice you're looking to give to someone to improve their network?
Be genuine. I don't know how many times I can say it. It's just be genuine to who you are, your morals, and what you deem to be you. Don't try and hide, or don't try and be fake of any of it.
Agreed 100%. Network
And
is,
then reach out. Sorry.
yeah,
Reach out
100%.
to people. Don't be scared. Like me and Looker, you can reach out to us at any time. If it comes down to streaming, how to do OBS, how to do overlays, how to make emotes, make GIFs, or honestly, if you have something going on in your life and you feel like nobody's there for you, reach out.
Reach out.
We will always be there for basically anything.
Agreed 100%. You are more important than you know. So,
100%.
and remember, guys, networking is all about being genuine, supportive, and consistent. It's not just about growing an audience, or it's about building relationships that makes the space better for everybody. And hopefully, Dingy and I are men that could stand by our words. So here's the challenge for you guys this week. I want you to raid a new streamer. I want you to try to find a new community, or take a moment to connect with someone you've been meaning to reach out to. And when you do, I want you to let us know how it went. I think it's super important. So remember, this week's challenge: raid someone new, join a new community, take a minute to reach out to someone that you were meaning to connect with, and that could be in real life, or that could be in the gaming and streaming world. And then, yeah, let Dingy and I know how that went. Thank you very much for tuning in, and don't forget to join our Discord following the podcast for more episodes like this. If you enjoyed tonight's show, leave us a review. Tell a friend about it, and tell a friend about the D&L Gaming and everything in between. And we'll see you next Monday at 7:30 p.m. CST. Until then, keep gaming, keep creating, and keep connecting.
Have a great night, everybody.
Hey, thank you very much, guys. Dingy, send me who we're gonna raid.
I just did on Facebook. You agree with that one?
Yeah, we can.
Leveling up, chasing that dream. Community strong, yeah, we're all in. Press play, let the night begin.
You need full username, or are you good?
I should be okay with that.
Okay.
From the stream to the chat, we build this team. D&L Gaming, it's more than a dream. Talking updating, it's more than a dream.
Talking update.